Hello everyone, this is Dr. Alan Mandell, and today I want to talk to you about something that almost all of us take for granted until it starts to fail us: your eyes. Every single night while you sleep, your eyes are doing something remarkable. They're repairing microscopic damage, restoring moisture, calming inflammation, and resetting the delicate nerves that allow you to see clearly when you wake up. But here's the problem. Modern life is working against that natural healing process. Blue light exposure, dry indoor air, chronic inflammation, poor circulation, nutrient depletion. All of these silently accelerate eye fatigue, dryness, blurry vision, and age-related decline. The good news is this: nature has provided us with powerful tools that work with your body, not against it. Tonight, I want to show you 4 natural oils that, when used properly before bed, can help protect, nourish, and support eye health naturally by improving circulation, calming inflammation, supporting tear production, and feeding the tissues around the eyes with essential fatty acids and antioxidants. These are not medications. They are simple, time-tested, biologically compatible oils that support the eye's natural repair cycle during sleep. Let's begin with the first one. When the lights go out at night and your world finally becomes quiet, something extraordinary begins to happen behind your closed eyelids, something most people never think about, yet it determines how clearly you will see for the rest of your life. Your eyes do not sleep when you do. In fact, night is when they work the hardest. While your body rests, your eyes enter a critical repair phase, rebuilding tissue damaged by light, screens, pollution, and inflammation accumulated throughout the day. Science shows that during deep sleep, blood flow to ocular tissues increases, delivering oxygen and nutrients essential for cellular repair, while waste products linked to eye fatigue and degeneration are flushed away. This is not a wellness trend. This is human biology. Every time you stare at a phone, a computer, or artificial lighting, you generate oxidative stress inside the eye. The retina, one of the most metabolically active tissues in the entire body, consumes more oxygen than almost any other organ. That high oxygen demand makes it extremely vulnerable to free radical damage. Research confirms that prolonged light exposure accelerates retinal cell aging, disrupts tear film stability, and inflames the delicate nerves responsible for focus and clarity. But here's the part most people never hear. Your body has a built-in defense system, and it activates most powerfully at night. During sleep, levels of melatonin rise dramatically. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is one of the most potent antioxidants ever discovered, and it plays a direct role in protecting the retina from oxidative damage. Studies have shown that melatonin receptors are present in the eye, where they help regulate intraocular pressure, reduce inflammation, and protect photoreceptor cells from degeneration. When sleep is disrupted or shallow, this protective system weakens, leaving the eyes exposed to cumulative damage that compounds year after year. Dry eyes, blurry vision, light sensitivity, and burning sensations are not random annoyances. They are early warning signs that nighttime repair is being compromised. Tear production, for example, follows a circadian rhythm. Healthy tear glands regenerate and rebalance overnight, restoring the protective tear film that keeps the eyes lubricated and clear. Chronic inflammation, stress, poor circulation, and nutrient deficiencies interfere with this process, which is why so many people wake up with gritty, irritated eyes and don't realize the damage began long before morning. What makes nighttime so powerful is that inflammation naturally drops during deep sleep. Cortisol, the stress hormone that fuels inflammation, decreases, allowing tissues to calm and rebuild. This is when microtears in blood vessels around the eyes are repaired, nerve signaling pathways are reset, and damaged cells are replaced. If you miss this window, no eye drop, no pair of glasses, and no surgery can fully compensate for what the body was designed to do naturally. This is why supporting your eyes before bed is not cosmetic. It is biological timing. When circulation improves at night, The eyes receive more of the fatty acids, antioxidants, and nutrients required to rebuild cell membranes and protect nerve endings. Research in chronobiology shows that treatments aligned with the body's circadian rhythm are significantly more effective than those applied at random times of day. Your body listens at night. Shocking data now shows that people who consistently get poor quality sleep have a higher risk of dry eye disease, glaucoma progression, and age-related macular degeneration. One large population study found that chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of optic nerve damage, even in individuals with normal eye pressure. The connection is not coincidence. Without proper nighttime repair, pressure regulation fails, inflammation persists, and nerve tissue slowly deteriorates. The tragedy is that this damage is silent. You don't feel retinal cells dying. You don't feel microcirculation weakening. By the time vision loss is noticeable, millions of cells have already been lost. And science confirms that retinal nerve cells do not regenerate easily. Prevention, not correction, is the real solution, and prevention happens at night. When you intentionally support the body before sleep, you amplify what it already wants to do. Improved circulation means more oxygen delivery to the optic nerve. Reduced inflammation means less pressure inside the eye. Better hydration means a stronger tear film protecting the cornea. These are measurable physiological changes, not motivational slogans. Consider this. During sleep, the brain activates a cleansing system known as the glymphatic system, which clears metabolic waste from neural tissue. Recent research suggests a similar waste-clearing process occurs in the eye, particularly around the optic nerve. This means nighttime is when toxins that contribute to eye strain and neurodegeneration are removed. Interrupt that process and waste accumulates. Support it and clarity improves. This is why ancient healing systems emphasized nighttime eye care long before modern science could explain it. They observed what research now confirms. When the body is calm, warm, nourished, and resting, healing accelerates. The eyes, fragile yet incredibly complex, depend on this rhythm more than almost any other organ. Every night is a choice. Either you allow your eyes to enter repair mode, or you force them to stay in survival mode. Late night screens, stress, dehydration, and inflammation sabotage this window. Gentle support, proper nourishment, darkness, and rest unlock it. Your vision is not guaranteed. It is earned through daily habits that either protect or erode the structures that allow you to see the world. The most powerful habit is honoring the night. When you do, your eyes don't just rest. They recover, they rebuild, and they protect you for years to come. And that is why nighttime is not just sleep. It is therapy for your eyes, written into your biology, waiting for you to use it. Your eyes are not just lenses that help you see. They are living, breathing tissue made of nerves, blood vessels, fatty membranes, and light-sensing cells that must be nourished every single day to survive. And here is a fact that shocks most people the first time they hear it. The eye is one of the most nutrient-dependent organs in the human body, yet it receives less direct blood flow than almost any other major sensory system. That means whatever protection your eyes get must be efficient, precise, and biologically compatible. This is where targeted natural oils become powerful allies, rather than cosmetic trends. Modern science confirms that the outer surface of the eye and the surrounding tissues are protected by a thin lipid layer. This oily layer is essential. It prevents tears from evaporating too quickly, shields the eye from environmental toxins, and reduces friction every time you blink. When this lipid layer is damaged, tears evaporate rapidly, inflammation rises, nerve endings become exposed, and dryness, burning, and blurry vision begin. Studies show that lipid deficiency is one of the primary causes of chronic dry eye disease worldwide, especially as we age. What most people don't realize is that oils are not foreign to the eye. They are fundamental to its structure. Fatty acids make up the membranes of retinal cells. Omega-rich lipids protect photoreceptors from oxidative damage caused by light exposure. Without adequate healthy fats, these cells become fragile, inflamed, and prone to degeneration. Research has shown that individuals with low essential fatty acid levels have significantly higher rates of dry eye, visual fatigue, and age-related eye disorders. This is why certain natural oils work so effectively. They do not force change. They supply what the eye already recognizes. Castor oil, for example, has been extensively studied for its ability to stabilize the tear film. Clinical research shows that castor oil improves tear lipid thickness, reduces evaporation, and enhances ocular surface comfort. Its unique fatty acid, ricinoleic acid, penetrates deeply into tissue, helping reduce inflammation while improving microcirculation around the eye. Better circulation means more oxygen reaching the optic nerve and surrounding muscles, and oxygen is the currency of cellular repair. What makes this especially powerful is that the skin around the eyes is among the thinnest on the body. That means topical nutrients applied correctly can influence the underlying tissue more efficiently than almost anywhere else. This is not guesswork. Transdermal absorption of fatty acids is well documented, and when applied gently around the orbital area, these oils support the glands responsible for tear production and eye lubrication. Olive oil works differently, but just as powerfully. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenols that combat oxidative stress, one of the leading causes of retinal aging. The retina is constantly bombarded by light, and light creates free radicals. Research shows that oxidative damage plays a central role in macular degeneration and declining visual sharpness. Olive oil's antioxidants neutralize these free radicals before they damage delicate photoreceptor cells. Internally, olive oil improves endothelial function, which means healthier blood vessels supplying the eyes. Externally, it helps maintain skin integrity and reduces inflammatory signaling around the eye. Coconut oil adds another layer of protection. Dryness is not just uncomfortable, it is dangerous over time. A chronically dry ocular surface becomes inflamed, more vulnerable to infection, and less able to protect the cornea. Coconut oil's medium-chain fatty acids have antimicrobial properties that help maintain a healthy skin and gland environment around the eyes. Its moisturizing effect reduces transepidermal water loss, helping the eye retain hydration through the night when tear production naturally decreases. Then there is fish oil, which may be one of the most scientifically supported nutrients for eye health ever studied. DHA, a primary omega-3 fatty acid found in fish oil, is a structural component of the retina itself. In fact, the retina contains one of the highest concentrations of DHA in the entire body. Without it, photoreceptor cells cannot function optimally. Research consistently shows that omega-3 supplementation improves tear quality, reduces inflammatory markers in the eye, and slows the progression of dry eye disease. Some studies even link adequate omega-3 intake to a reduced risk of age-related macular degeneration. Here's the shocking part. Modern diets are overwhelmingly deficient in omega-3s, while overloaded with inflammatory omega-6 fats. This imbalance creates a pro-inflammatory environment throughout the body, including the eyes. Inflammation weakens the blood-retinal barrier, disrupts nerve signaling, and accelerates cellular aging. Supplying the body with the right oils shifts this balance back toward protection and repair. The reason targeted oils are so effective is timing and specificity. These oils support the exact structures that fail first in eye decline: lipid layers, nerve membranes, microcirculation, and inflammatory control systems. They don't act like drugs that override symptoms. They act like building blocks that restore resilience. Science also shows that consistent use matters more than intensity. The eye responds to steady nourishment, not occasional intervention. When oils are used daily, inflammatory markers decrease, tear stability improves, and subjective symptoms like burning, strain, and fatigue diminish. Over time, this creates a protective environment where damage accumulates more slowly and function is preserved longer. What makes this approach emotionally powerful is its simplicity. Vision loss often feels inevitable, like a slow theft we can't stop, but research tells a different story. Many age-related eye changes are influenced by modifiable factors: inflammation, circulation, nutrition, and oxidative stress. Oils directly affect all four. Your eyes are not failing you. They are responding to what they are given. When they are deprived of healthy fats, they dry out, inflame, and weaken. When they are nourished, they stabilize, calm, and protect themselves. This is not alternative medicine. This is physiology. The same lipids that protect your brain protect your eyes. The same antioxidants that defend your heart defend your retina. The body is not compartmentalized. It is interconnected. And here is the truth that changes everything. Protecting your vision is not about seeing better tomorrow. It is about preserving the cells you will need 10, 20, 30 years from now. Once retinal cells are gone, they rarely return. But while they are alive, they respond powerfully to support. Targeted natural oils are not magic. They are messengers. They tell your eyes that resources are available, that repair is possible, that inflammation can stand down. Used consistently, intelligently, and respectfully, they become part of a long-term strategy to defend one of your most precious senses. Your eyes remember how they are treated, and when you give them what biology demands, they repay you with clarity, comfort, and protection far into the future. Vision does not disappear overnight. It fades quietly, slowly, almost politely, while most people are busy living their lives. And that is what makes eye decline so dangerous. By the time someone notices persistent blur, dryness, glare, or difficulty focusing, the biological damage has often been building for years. Science is brutally clear on this point. Most vision loss is not sudden, it is cumulative. It is the result of thousands of small daily stresses that chip away at fragile structures until the system can no longer compensate. And yet, research also confirms something far more hopeful. The same slow timeline that allows vision to deteriorate also allows it to be protected if care is consistent. Your eyes are not static organs. They are dynamic, adaptive tissue that respond continuously to how you treat them. Nerve cells, tear glands, blood vessels, and photoreceptors are constantly adjusting to inflammation levels, nutrient availability, and circulation. This means that what you do every day matters far more than what you do occasionally. A single treatment cannot undo years of neglect, but gentle, repeated support can dramatically slow decline and preserve function well into old age. One of the most overlooked truths in eye science is that inflammation is the silent driver behind most age-related eye problems. Chronic low-grade inflammation damages the tiny blood vessels that feed the retina, disrupts tear production, and interferes with nerve signaling between the eyes and the brain. Studies show that inflammatory markers are elevated in people with dry eye disease, glaucoma progression, and macular degeneration long before symptoms become severe. The tragedy is that inflammation often produces no pain in the eye until damage is advanced. It works quietly, invisibly, relentlessly. This is why consistent, gentle care is so powerful. When inflammation is reduced daily, tissues have a chance to stabilize instead of constantly reacting. Research demonstrates that lowering inflammatory load, even modestly, improves tear quality, ocular comfort, and visual endurance. These changes are not dramatic in a single day, but over months and years, they can mean the difference between functional vision and progressive decline. Another shocking fact most people never hear is that blood flow to the eyes decreases with age. The tiny vessels supplying the optic nerve and retina become less flexible, less responsive, and more prone to constriction. Reduced circulation means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and slower waste removal. This creates an environment where cells survive, but do not thrive. Science shows that impaired ocular blood flow is strongly associated with optic nerve damage and visual field loss, even when eye pressure is normal. Gentle daily habits that support circulation help counteract this process. Consistency signals safety to the nervous system, allowing blood vessels to relax rather than constrict. Over time, this improves oxygen delivery to the tissues that keep vision sharp. It is not aggressive intervention that protects the eyes long term. It is regular, calm support that restores balance. Dryness is another warning sign that consistency matters. The tear film is not just water. It is a complex three-layer system composed of mucus, water, and oil. When any layer is unstable, the entire system suffers. Research shows that tear film instability leads to surface inflammation, increased friction, and nerve hypersensitivity. Once nerves become sensitized, discomfort increases even if the original cause is removed. This is why chronic dry eye can become a self-perpetuating cycle. Consistent care helps break that cycle. Stable routines improve tear composition, calm nerve endings, and allow the ocular surface to heal gradually. Studies confirm that tear stability improves most reliably with regular daily support rather than sporadic treatment. The eye remembers patterns. When it learns that support is coming, it adapts. Perhaps the most sobering scientific reality is that retinal nerve cells have extremely limited regenerative capacity. Unlike skin or muscle, once these cells are lost, they rarely return. This means that eye health is fundamentally about preservation, not recovery. Waiting until vision declines to act is like waiting for a bridge to collapse before reinforcing it. Prevention is not optional. It is the only strategy that works. Long-term studies show that people who maintain supportive eye habits earlier in life retain better visual function later, even when genetic risk factors are present. This means that genetics are not destiny. Environment, nutrition, inflammation, and daily behavior shape outcomes more than most people realize. The eyes are resilient, but only when they are supported. Consistency also matters because the nervous system governs eye function more than people think. The eyes are directly connected to the brain, and stress profoundly affects how they function. Chronic stress increases muscle tension around the eyes, reduces blink rate, worsens dryness, and elevates inflammatory signaling. Research shows that stress hormones directly affect tear glands and blood flow to the optic nerve. Gentle, repetitive care before bed helps shift the nervous system out of fight or flight and into repair mode. This alone can improve symptoms many people assume are purely mechanical. What makes gentle care so effective is that it works with biology rather than forcing change. Aggressive interventions can trigger rebound inflammation or dependency. Gentle daily support allows tissues to recalibrate naturally. Over time, this creates a more stable internal environment where damage accumulates more slowly and repair processes operate more efficiently. This is not about perfection, it is about commitment. Missing a day does not erase progress, but building a routine rewires the body's expectations. Studies in behavioral physiology show that consistent habits produce measurable changes in tissue response and inflammatory control. The eyes are no exception. Vision loss often feels inevitable because it happens gradually, but science tells a different story. Many of the factors that drive decline are modifiable. Inflammation can be reduced. Circulation can be supported. Tear stability can be improved. Nerve stress can be calmed. These are not miracles. They are biological responses to consistent care. Your eyes are constantly negotiating with the environment you give them. When that environment is hostile, dry air, poor sleep, stress, nutrient depletion, they deteriorate. When it is supportive, they adapt and protect themselves. This negotiation happens every day, not once a year at an eye exam. The most powerful truth is this: small actions, repeated daily, change long-term outcomes. That is how biology works. That is how vision is preserved, not through fear, not through drastic measures, but through quiet consistency. Your eyes do not need extremes. They need respect. They need patience. They need daily signals that they are supported. When you give them that, they respond with stability, comfort, and resilience. Vision is not just about seeing the world today. It is about preserving your ability to see your future. And that future is shaped quietly and powerfully by what you do every single day.